G'day mate, it's Nigel Wallaby here with Australian Tourism Board. Now there's never been a better time to go on holiday down under and experience all that Australia has to offer. Why is that? Well, to answer that question, I'm gonna stop talking with this accent. So what you wanna know is, even if you visited Australia before, the country's gone through some exciting changes recently. These changes will make a vacation to Australia virtually irresistible. So what's changed about the country? Let's find out. While on vacation, if you like to visit zoos so you can look at helpless animals locked in cages against their will, then you'll love the opportunity to see Australian citizens locked in their homes against their will. See wildlife in captivity. As you're peering through their front windows, just be careful not to make too much eye contact, as people held in captivity tend to get easily agitated. Take a brutalized beach walk. One of the highlights of your trip will be when you take a walk on one of Australia's beautiful beaches for some fresh air and to take in the stunning scenery. As you do, you'll enjoy being brutalized and arrested for not wearing a mask. It's a cultural experience that'll leave long-lasting memories, bruises, and a criminal record. Quarantine camps. But before you hit the beach, to even get into our country, you'll have to enjoy a mandatory 14-day stay at one of Australia's luxurious quarantine camps. You'll feel every ounce of your stress melt away as you're stripped of all your rights and treated like a felonious leper. Freedom can weigh heavy on you, and because you're on holiday, you'll love the way Australia will relieve you of the burden of freedom. You'll enjoy the architecture of our camps, and you'll be reminded of a vintage 1939 Germany that'll leave you in awe, asking, I wonder what they'll be using these camps for in a few years. But let's not ask too many questions, because we're just here to protect you. Experience two classes of citizens. You'll be glad to know Australia is now proud to have two classes of citizens. The lower class, and an even lower class than that. Both treated like disease criminals, which is a lovely aspect of the cultural experience of a beautiful totalitarian takeover.
But yes, there's going to be a vaccinated economy, and you get to participate in that if you are vaccinated.
It's unlike anything else you'll experience in the Southern Hemisphere. Watch human suffering. Now in Australia, you'll enjoy world-class entertainment as you watch our lowest class of citizens go hungry, as the government won't let them buy food. Because unlike trained animals, this class of citizens just isn't obedient enough to earn the right to buy food. Proof of obedience. And to even get into Australia, you'll have to show proof of obedience, which then qualifies you to be treated like a garbage human, which is the highest class of citizen that our government allows. Enjoy dictatorship. If you've been to Australia before and thought, it's really cool having no ozone layer to protect me from the sun, then you'll love how now also there's nothing to protect you from the dictators running the country. No more drop bears. Long gone are the days when going to Australia means you're constantly worried and looking out for treacherous drop bears that could strike at any given moment. We've been upgraded, so now all you have to worry about is being struck by state-sponsored tyranny. Nothing could be more fun. Watch a protest. You might enjoy attending a protest in one of our major cities, which you won't find on television because we don't allow them to be televised. Take in the sights and sounds as freedom-loving citizens stand up against authoritarian mandates as they're pepper sprayed, screaming, gasping for air, being clubbed like baby seals, and then arrested. It's real life based on the Hunger Games. Get hunted down. While on holiday in Australia, if you get even a little bit under the weather and decide to leave the place you're staying, then you'll get to enjoy one of our new favorite national pastimes. It's called Getting Hunted Down Like a Fugitive. It's where you get hunted down like a fugitive. Experience extreme isolation. For all of us, it's been a long year of work and stress. So have you been wanting to go somewhere where you get to experience the isolation of solitary confinement in order to recharge, but you haven't known where to go? Well, problem solved! Because Australia has made it illegal to gather in what are called groups. The threat of being arrested for such felonious activity will compel you to spiral downward into the tranquil waters of isolation and all the psychological damage that comes with it. Some say it's irreversible. Well, I say it's reviving. Return to historical roots. In recent times, the Australian government has been inspired by the historical roots of Australia, where it was started as a prison where criminals were sent. Now Australia has returned to those roots as the entire country has been converted back into a prison once again.
There's little sympathy for anyone ignoring the health orders, even this group of teenagers caught partying after dark at the bottom of the North Bondi Cliffs. Herded to higher ground by Polaire's spotlight and speaker, the 8 boys were placed in handcuffs and left to explain a $1,000 fine to mum.
681 penalty infringement notices issued in the last 24 hours. More than 400 of those notices were again for people being outside of their home.
Like a conventional prison, Australian citizens are allowed out of their cells for 1 hour of exercise per day. But unlike a conventional prison, Australian citizens pay for their own prison. It's called their home. Sports and stadiums. If you like sporting events, you'll certainly love one of Australia's newest sporting events. Filling a stadium with 24,000 children while their parents aren't allowed to go inside with them. So if you're traveling with little ones, just drop the kids off at the stadium and let the authoritarian state do whatever they want to them as you enjoy the night off from your children being okay. Dangerous animals. Australia has long been known for being home to some of the most dangerous animals in the world. Amongst them are snakes like the taipan, copperhead, and brown snake. But did you know Australia is also home to some of the most dangerous government leaders on the planet? Amongst them are snakes like Daniel Andrews, Mark McGowan, and Gladys Berejiklian. Well, she's extinct now. With the leadership and likability of a magpie aggressively dive-bombing you, Mark McGowan's never-ending border closures in Western Australia will help you relax into forgetting how to spell freedom. On your flight home after experiencing all these new and exciting changes in Australia, you'll find yourself asking, wow, what a great trip! How'd this happen to Australia? Well, the answer to that question is because Australian citizens don't own guns. So the Australian government can make exciting changes as fast as it wants. Remember that. All of us here at the Australian Tourism Board would like to thank you for making Australia your next dream vacation. Because here in Australia, we think human rights are oppressive to other species. So to be more inclusive, we've eliminated human rights. Doing so has improved our hospitality industry to be more of a hostility industry. And we think you'll feel the difference. What's up, my friend? The tyrants have their finger on the deplatforming button and they could use it at any moment. So if you're a freedom lover, I would love to stay connected with you. So you can do that by joining me on my newsletter list, awakenwithjp.com/join me. See you on the inside. Hi, I'm sitting here in front of several years worth of non-perishable food in buckets, which makes me want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Blue Blocks. I'll tell you why I love Blue Blocks in a second, but first, you have to understand this. It is a fact that a zombie apocalypse is coming, and you better be prepared. But what most people just ignorantly don't know about zombie apocalypses or the power grid going down is that what's more dangerous than no food, no water, or zombies, or chaos is blue light. Based on science, we know zombies are fueled by blue light, probably, and humans are harmed by too much blue light. Because especially at night, the blue light signals to your body it's daytime, wake up, so your waking stress hormones go up and your sleep hormones stay down, which means you wake up the next day with less rest, poor sleep, and a disrupted hormonal system. So if you have low energy, then how do you expect to be able to fight off the zombies? But putting on a pair of Blue Blocks in the evening virtually protects you from zombies because it means it blocks the blue light so you can have a great night of sleep, wake up with maximal energy, and therefore have the capacity to fight off any number of zombies. Now, I don't want you to worry too much about a zombie apocalypse, but it's definitely going to happen, so you want to get a pair of Blue Blocks now while you can. To ensure you're protected once the poop hits the fan, just go to blueblocks.com/JP and use the discount code JP to get 15% off. Happy apocalypse.